Take a look at this. This is where the fire started. You can see books, snacks, chairs, equipment, all burnt to a crisp. But just a couple steps to our left over here, a classroom full of students as the fire started. And still right now, even after hours of pickup, you could still see ash all over the floor. Their fight against the spread of Islam in this country now is passed around in little white baggies like this with rice to keep it from blowing away in the wind, and it was tossed into driveways. Investigators, they're home for the day. You see right here, this is the private property in which the crash scene happened. This gate is closed, it is locked. When your Uber driver shows up, one of the first things that you're going to want to do is actually check to make sure that the license plate information matches with what's on the app. Julie, in total, $950,000. That's the historical settlement that Kinsman's lawyers are talking about. I'm kind of like a duck over water right now. My feet, they are moving nervously right now, but I am all calm on top. We are going to be coming to the top here of the Ferris wheel because, of course, everyone's getting off while we're still staying on. Watch as now former FSU quarterback DeAndre Johnson punches a woman in the face during a fight at a Tallahassee bar.
Ooh.
Dang.
Newly released surveillance footage shows what happened that June night. The woman and Johnson argue and things turn physical. There's pushing and grabbing. It all builds up to this, a strike to the left side of the woman's face.
So I don't know why he would do that, especially when it's a woman. It's just like, that's definitely not acceptable.
I hope something is taken the action about it. That's crazy. I hate to see a man hit a female, period, point blank. I just don't like that, you know.
Johnson's dismissal from the program was announced the same day the video was released.
A lot more prominent that it is a player than in comparison to just a regular guy at a bar, but it doesn't decrease the fact that it was him hitting a girl, and it doesn't by any measure diminish or make it better that he did that action.
Johnson is still facing misdemeanor battery charges. Johnson's attorney, Jose Baez, released a statement in response to the released video. He says Johnson is participating in community service and programs on battered women and substance abuse. It continues to say Johnson is embarrassed and apologizes. At least twice a day, Melanie Perez drives and drives and drives, and it's not by choice.
Have to pay an extra about $1,500 a month between rent and utilities that this has cost us already on a routine basis just to be able to come and go so that we can work and run our construction company.
Melanie logs at least 60 miles a day thanks to a detour like no other. Crews are repairing this nearly 80-year-old bridge. The construction is rerouting traffic almost 30 miles for Melanie.
You know, it's really frustrating right now. I just want somebody to take responsibility and say that what they've done is wrong.
And Melanie, she's not alone.
I've been told tough. You know, you choose to live out in the middle of the woods, you choose to live in the country, and this is just the hardships of it.
I work part-time. I train horses also, and now I'm having to drive 28 miles. It's taking me about 45 minutes to get to work.
Here's a look at the detour. If you're heading into town, you start out east down Natural Bridge Road to State Road 59, then north up to Tram Road. There you head west, either into Woodville or Tallahassee. From Melanie's house, she says it's exactly 27.9 miles.
That's very frightening. I think of it every morning, you know. I'm telling my husband, don't get up out of bed very fast. If you have a heart attack, I'm going to end up having to do CPR for an hour.
So far, there have been no emergencies, but it's something Melanie worries about daily. Leon County officials say they've worked with Wakulla and Jefferson County to organize emergency services so that fire and EMS crews aren't delayed.
I think we did the right thing for the greater good, for public policy regarding infrastructure responsibility. I think we did the greater good and the best thing that we could after due consideration.
There is no adequate answer. The nearest help, you're talking about best case scenario, best weather conditions, it would take 35 minutes at a minimum for a fire truck or an ambulance to get to me. Of course, that's not counting coming down my driveway, which is another 2 miles of dirt road.
Construction began in October and will take 160 days to finish, a very long commute for a detour that these residents will never forget. Now, Leon County has set up 2 medevac landing spots in Wakulla County that'll help in case anyone is in need of an airlift. Now, the county did look into building a temporary bridge while construction was underway, but commissioners say that it wasn't cost effective. AJ, Julie, back to you. And I'm Chris Gros. Julie and AJ, they have the night off, but sheriff deputies in Gaston County, they're still looking for 2 suspects after 2 women were robbed at gunpoint. Now, it happened just after midnight Tuesday at the Dollar General off State Road 12 in Greensboro. Now, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office says an 11-year-old boy brought a loaded semi-automatic gun to an elementary school. Take a look at this very scary moment for a Kentucky couple this week. Now, we all know how special it is to be home for the holidays. That'll be the case for more than 1,600 of Florida's foster care children. Now, Thomasville isn't the only place full of last-minute shoppers. Around Tallahassee, plazas are packed from one end to the other with just a few hours until Christmas. Now, many are scrambling to the stores in hopes of crossing off the last few items on their wish list. A local group took to the streets this weekend to bring awareness about veteran suicide prevention. The Irreverent Warriors hiked 13 miles. Now that's 22 kilometers, and they did it with 22 kilograms on their backs. And just remember, it's not potatoes that are bad, just when we load them up with bacon, chives, sour cream, and maybe some butter.
That's what makes them good, though.
I feel like I just ordered a loaded baked potato somewhere.
I think
That's
you
what
did.
It feels. It's not going to be here that long.
Yeah.
We'll get back to that Florida fall. We'll
Yeah,
get back
Florida
to that Florida
fall.
fall. 85, low chances of rain.
Yeah.
I can do. That's a lot of exercise. I don't know. I mean, I would do it for the $10,000, but that's a lot of exercise. All 30 Major League Baseball stadiums.
And they're not exactly close together
No,
either.
not
That's
at all.